we are back doing this trial. We just finished going through that first cross-examination with Gumshoe, and now Edgeworth believes that we have heard enough. It's only 2 minutes of ads. Hey, if you get less ads, then that's fine. Twitch is weird that way. I have no problem with you getting less ads than you're supposed to, but that's just how it happens sometimes. I don't know, man.
First, the victim was choked to death with his bandana. Banana scented bandana.
God. That being choked to death with a banana is very different.
That would be interesting. Then, after the victim was dead, the killer deliberately stabbed him with a knife.
I mean, I would think the ads would be worse, but I don't know.
Which brings me to my next point. Why, then, did the police arrest Matt on guard? Because there was reason enough to suspect him.
Here it comes. Looks like Edgeworth's back in full swing. Very well, Detective Gumshoe. Please testify about this matter.
Yes, sir. Matt and Juan Corrida were huge rivals with each other. They each thought the other guy was in his way. That's motive enough in my book. As for evidence, there is the Jammin' Ninja's button. It was ripped off the ninja costume and found in Mr. Onguard's hakama. The defendant's fingerprints were also all over the knife. The defendant brought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated.
The defendant's fingerprints were found on the knife used in the stabbing.
It was sort of sticky on the handle, so the fingerprints came out pretty clearly, sir. And there's this button.
That was found in the defendant's clothes, was it? And is this button also covered in blood?
Yes, and we know that the blood on it is the victim's blood, sir.
We tasted it. What? What? Like you actually tasted it? Yeah, I'm pretty good at like figuring out whose blood is by taste. I don't have money for actual DNA tests. What do you think we're a police office? All of this points very clearly to the defendant, doesn't it?
I mean, at this point, with like all the budget cuts that Edgeworth did in the first one, and now Von Karma did in this one. I mean, they don't even have guns. All they have is like water pistols and water balloons. That's it.
Yeah. We have Nerf guns and we have the Blue Badger. It's all we've got.
Oh my, how they fallen! It most certainly does, Your Honor. Ready to give in yet, right?
I'll find the hole in your argument somehow.
You can press as hard as you'd like. Just hurry up with your usual pointless questions.
Oh, you like that, wouldn't you, Edgeworth? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Read it again.
You're right. Yeah, I don't know why we both went in with the same thing. Like, oh yeah, it's been so long since we got through this. Okay, so Matt and were huge rivals. They were each of each other is in his way. For evidence, there's the button. ripped off in his clothes, and then the knife. Yeah, okay. A button covered in the victim's blood, and a knife with unguard's fingerprints.
Be grateful. If the judge were more rash, he would have already pounded his gavel in closing.
We're still in a world of trouble.
Well, before any battle, you must find your enemy's weakness. Let's find the weakness in this testimony, no matter how small it may be. Phoenix?
Okay, so we're eavesdropping each other. But in terms of popularity, Mr. Unguard won, did he not?
Yeah. But do you know what's ironic, Belle? Juan Corrida was always one step behind Mr. Angard in everything. This year, it seemed like he'd finally caught up, ready for the big final showdown.
But Mr. Corrida lost the Grand Prix in the end. That is too bad. He must have been pretty downhearted after losing. Say each other was in his way. Wait just 1 second here. Mr. Ungard was beating Mr. Corrida in the popularity polls.
Well, yeah, I guess, but
Which means that in the defendant's eyes, the victim was not a rival at all. Which means he had no motive to kill at all. Yes, I quite agree. Just like I say to every point everyone ever makes. Well, detective.
It's not, well, I guess if you put it that way, then yeah, the defendant would have had no motive. I'm beginning to see why you were fired. In fact, you're fired again. No, not you too, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. I look forward to your pension negotiation. No, not all 5 cents I have in there.
Yeah. Now, detective, let's continue with the testimony.
No, not my poor pension too. Detective, if you value your money, I suggest you proceed. Yes, sir. We could talk about my pension later, sir. Or Gumshoe.
Yeah. What about what I was saying? Hello, anyone?
Yeah, they did just kind of gloss over that.
Yeah, well, Gumshoe was like, yeah, I guess you're right. And then that was it. Rodents is Gem and Ninja's button. Do you have any proof that the button belonged to the victim?
Hmm? What do you mean, pal?
Oh, let me put it this way. I'm asking if you have any evidence to back up your claim that this button was ripped off of the Gem and Ninja's costume.
Hmm? But can't you tell by just looking at it? And the victim's blood is on it.
Anyone could have smeared that blood on there afterward.
Yeah, they used a knife to smear the blood on it. Just spread it like butter.
Exactly.
Mr. Edgeworth, help me, sir.
Yeah, the only reason they stabbed him was to get some of that blood. Like it was like it's like when you dip the knife in something to like grab and spread it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I knew it had to be this piece of evidence. Now to reel this one in.
Thread.
Huh?
The button was attached to the costume by thread, obviously. And that thread snapped when the button was torn off. If you match up the ends of the thread to the costume with the thread on the button, it's a perfect match. Yeah, that's it. You're a perfect match, pal.
Ugh.
That's Edgeworth for you. Never misses a beat.
I know, I missed him. When was this button found?
Pretty soon after the body was found, we rounded up everyone who knew Mr. Corrida. And then we did a search on them all. That's when we found the button.
So it was almost immediately after the murder.
Police didn't have the free time to lollygag and play tricks, unlike some people.
Hey, what is he trying to say about me here? Over the knife. How are the fingerprints arranged on the knife?
What do you mean, pal?
By examining the fingerprints, you can determine how the defendant held the knife. For example, did he hold it normally or overhand?
Oh, is that what you meant? Well, we didn't actually think of that.
I can't believe the bumbling of this department.
Hopeless. Were you paying attention to the testimony, Mr. Wright? The defendant's fingerprints were all over the knife. There is no way to determine how the knife was held at the moment of the murder.
So is the defendant the owner of this knife, then? Bought the knife. Defendant bought the knife for the crime, which makes this a premeditated murder. Wait, what? But they were just using it for dinner, like it was brought to them. Okay, hold on. I think that's wrong, but...
Yeah, no, instead of he brought the knife, like, from his room.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's just a typo.
Yeah, no, it's a typo.
Okay. There's no way this is a premeditated murder, even if he bought the knife. No, it's not. It wasn't a typo.
No. Oh, shit.
They're suggesting that he actually bought the knife himself.
Sorry, Belle, this isn't some pocket knife. It doesn't fold, so it's not great for walking around with either.
Ugh, well, this isn't good. Prosecution can prove it was premeditated murder. We're done for.
Phoenix.
Yes?
There's something very interesting about what the detective said just now. Think carefully, before it's too late.
Okay, so this is... Okay, so... Let's see, what do we have? Do we have anything that might suggest... Talk about the dinner. This murder... In the grip, Gatewater is engraved. Well, yeah, it's the hotel's knife. So maybe that's all
Yeah,
we need
so
to
maybe
say.
press that. Yeah, maybe just press that, like where he says he bought it.
Yeah. Because there's nothing else specifically about the dinner. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I really thought that was a typo.
Yeah. Oh, music stopped. Wait a second.
What?
So the basis of your argument that this was a premeditated murder is simply that my client bought a knife beforehand?
That's right, pal. The defendant.
Did not buy this knife.
Huh?
Take a good look at the handle of this knife, and you'll see what I'm talking about. It is a Gatewater seal set into the handle.
Gatewater? I think I've heard that name somewhere before.
Jesus Christ. That's the name of the hotel. The Gatewater Hotel.
Uh-oh. Imagine he's like, oh shit, I didn't look at the other side of the handle.
And Jesus Christ. The murder knife was actually property of the hotel, which means this murder was not premeditated.
That or like he himself, like he was holding the knife by the handle, so he's like, oh, I can't say anything wrong with this. He bought it.
Right? Yeah, I mean, to be fair, it's like, I think what Phoenix is saying is like, not only did he not buy a knife specifically for this murder, but he just happened to, but because it's the hotel's knife, it means he just happened to have it on him, which means it's not premeditated. But also, like, You would assume any hotel would have knives. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, we're gonna be at a hotel. There will be knives there.
See, this is why you're getting fired, Gumshoe.
Yeah. Yes, that is very true. This is a very big. What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sorry, but the defense is simply too careless.
What?
I think whether the crime was premeditated or not has already been determined.
How so?
I admit this knife is hotel property. There's no one currently on the police force that is dumb enough not to realize this, except Gumshoe.
Yeah, clearly not true.
But I didn't. Oh.
Oh, because he's not on the police force. He got fired.
The question is, where did this knife come from?
Well, why, that's obvious. It came from the victim, Mr. Kurita's room.
Sorry, Your Honor. That is incorrect. The victim ate a last meal before he was murdered. That being the case, I would like to draw the courtroom's attention to what is on top of the table.
There's a knife and a fork on the table. Then, where in the world did this knife come from?
If it pleases the court, I would like for us to recall the room of the defendant, Mr. Matt on guard. Especially what was on top of his table. There's something missing. Perhaps it is a single knife? We investigated the leftover dishes for fingerprints, and while we were investigating, we came to the conclusion that Mr. Matt on guard's knife was missing.
Ugh.
Mr. On guard had gone to the victim's room with the knife he had used during dinner. Why would he carry a knife on a visit? To kill, of course. And with that, I believe the prosecution has proven this was a premeditated murder.
Amazing, Mr. Edgeworth. Absolutely brilliant. A brilliantly clear deduction.
It seems like Edgeworth had this plan from the very beginning.
This must be one of those traps, and I just walked headlong into it. A murder weapon with fingerprints and a button from the victim's costume. There is quite a sizable amount of evidence here.
I can safely say that any further deliberation is a waste of Your Honor's time. Although, I wouldn't mind if the defense were to present evidence not yet shown to the court.
Evidence not yet shown.
It means evidence that the court hasn't seen yet. In other words, new evidence.
What does the defense have to say about this, Mr. Wright? Well...
Phoenix, the judge is favoring the prosecution right now. The answer was something wrong here.
That's Mike, you to say.
Not a bad idea.
That gavel of his will be ringing out to the sound of our defeat. Mr. Wright, do you have something important and necessary to present to this court?
Nah, we're good. We're
look.
chilling.
So, talking about... How nice of the victim. It's filled with tomato juice. So we're basically trying to say, like, Matt couldn't have murdered for this reason. So do we really have anything that says that? Like, we definitely have new evidence for the court. And Edgeworth being the one to bring this up makes it sound like he wants us to present, like, the Adrian Andrews stuff. I'm not sure that's correct. Sign has been drying.
Wait, go back to the photo.
This one?
Okay, I see juice on there. Wait, so what's the significance of the wine glass or the juice, whatever, the glass full of juice? What's the significance of that again?
I don't think we super know. We just know that it's there. Well, the weird thing about it is that there's a full glass of juice on the table, and everything else that was on the table had been knocked off during the scuffle. But that juice did, for some reason, did not get knocked off the table.
Huh.
So presumably that has some importance, though. I'm not sure if it's what we're looking. It might be actually that might be what we want to present here, because it might be related to, like, new evidence that makes the situation unclear. Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe.
No, it's been drained.
Let's see. Actually, I do. Okay, let's try this. There's one piece of, nice, I love One Piece. One piece of evidence that catches my attention. Something that this court has yet to see. Mr. Wright, I will say this one more time. I do not feel this trial needs to continue at all. However, I am giving you one chance, and only one.
What the judge is saying, right? Don't try pulling one of your usual bluffs here.
I messed this up. It's curtains for all of us.
The One Piece is actually just a glass of juice. That's it. That's what they're fighting for.
Yes. You may now present one and only one piece of evidence. Now then, what is this important evidence that you must show to the court? My attorney's badge.
Yeah.
Sir, I'm a lawyer. Listen to me. I'm gonna try it. This is a wine glass, is it not? Okay, well it looks like that was the answer, yeah.
All right.
That makes sense. Please look at the photo of the crime scene one more time. The scene is a mess because of the victim's struggle against his assailant. The vase was broken. His makeup is all over the floor. These were all things that were at one point sitting on top of the dresser. Well, yes, I see your point. However, this glass that is sitting on top of the dresser is mysteriously untouched. The only thing that had not fallen over along with everything else is this wine glass. This piece of evidence is more than strange enough to warrant further consideration. Well, what do you all have to say? Well, yes, it is a little peculiar. Yes, isn't it? I thought it was. You can stop looking at me with those puppy dog eyes of yours now. Mr. Edgeworth.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking, it's like, imagine if the killer's like, he's like, ooh, juice. He pours himself a glass, and then they see that it's what is it, tomato juice?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, oh fuck, it's tomato juice. Fuck this shit. So they just put it down.
They just left it there.
That's what I imagine.
Yeah.
I should have had a V8.
Yeah, right.
What is it, Your Honor?
What if the blood on the button is actually tomato juice? Which I guess they actually did test the blood, so it's probably not, but would be pretty funny if they fucked that up too.
That would be.
Your opinion.
You don't need my opinion. Because there's no special meaning to that glass.
What?
It's safe to say that the glass was set there after the crime took place.
I did it. I put that glass there.
But the person who discovered the body, Adrian Andrews, for example, he could have easily been so shocked he set the glass down without thinking.
That does sound very plausible, Mr. Wright. Could Miss Andrews really have set that glass down without thinking? No, because that would imply that Adrian Andrews had just been drinking the tomato juice, but we know that it was the bottle of tomato juice was in the room, so
Yeah. So when she found the body, they just poured herself a glass, and then
yeah.
she's like, "Oh no, a body!"
Like they
yeah,
went to great lengths to tell us how much like Juan Carita drank like vegetable juice or whatever. So it's like that was
yeah.
definitely Juan's juice. There's no yeah. If I appear weak here, the trial is over. I can look for my proof later. For now, I should trust my instinct and point with certainty.
They just might fall for it if you're thought-provoking enough.
What was that? I heard that. The defense would like to challenge the prosecution's theory. We would like to see something that proves it was Miss Andrews who set the cup on the table. You've turned the situation on its head yet again, as usual. Mr. Edgeworth, do you have any proof to back up your claim? There's no way he has any. He's just bluffing.
Unlike Mr. Wright, I never say anything unless I have the evidence to support it.
What?
Oh, Yugi boy, you can't even save yourself. You're not thinking hard enough today, right? Did you think this wine glass escaped my notice?
Then?
Of course, it has been thoroughly inspected for fingerprints.
Fingerprints?
There were only one set of fingerprints left on this wine glass.
Only one? Well, whose were they?
They were not the victims, nor the defendants. Rather, they were of one Adrian Andrews.
What?
This is why I said that the person who had discovered the body had left it there. Are we done here, Mr. Wright?
Ugh, can't believe I fell into another trap.
Miss Andrews was probably holding the glass when she went to see Miss Acorita. Upon seeing his dead body, she was stunned and set the glass down on the dresser.
What you just said makes a lot of sense.
Tisk, tisk, tisk. Now do you see, right? You can't change any part of my scenario, as it explains everything all too well. I've thought long and hard this past year about what it means to be a prosecutor. From here on out, I will show you the answer I have come to discover.
Wait a second, Mr. Edgeworth. I think the prosecution has provided enough evidence for me to enter my verdict.
Unfortunately, I cannot allow you to pass judgment yet. The prosecution has yet another witness we would like the court to hear from.
Another witness?
Yeah, the justice is like, all right, I'm gonna rule in your favor. Nope, not yet. We gotta show you more proof so you can rule in our favor.
We can't let this chapter end so soon. We have to make sure this chapter is 12 hours long.
David, please bring in the next witness. What in the world is Mr. Edgeworth thinking? Yeah. Now then, witness, please state your name and occupation. Witness, your name and occupation. Rat-a-tat-tat-tat-tat. Gotcha.
Oh boy. I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier.
I love that animation of Edgeworth.
Yes.
That is fantastic. Oh, Edgy boy. It's been what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under the helmet it was the Wicked Witch of the witness stand?
We actually didn't know who it was.
That is fantastic. Oh my god. Oh, beautiful. I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. But today I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime.
Miss Witness, that terrible crime is all this court needs to know. Oof.
Gosh, I'm talking to my dear Edgy Reggie right now.
I guess it's better than being whipped.
That is true. Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
Or is it? Yes, madam.
No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness, your testimony.
Looks like you need to go on another journey, Edgeworth.
Yes, seriously. It's true what they say. That youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all, Edgy. Now then, what shall I start with? The witness was on security detail at the hotel on the night of the murder. Isn't this correct, Miss Oldbag? It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much for my little heart to handle.
You mean you were a fan of the victim?
Everyone is crazy over that on guard. Think he's cute in a fresh way or something.
It's fresh like a spring breeze. Goddamn, get it right.
But not me. I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him.
How old was Juan again? 21? They were the same age, actually.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. Why are people so fucking young in this game? 24? That man is not 24. I'm telling you.
No. He's
No
34
fucking way.
would make sense. 24, no.
No.
I'm only interested in a real man. Juan Corrida.
He just turned old enough to drink this year. But those two were the same age. Okay?
Oh, that's
As
funny.
usual, we're on the same wavelength.
Yep. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Very well. You tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, Edgy Poo.
Okay, what you witnessed.
Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in front of his room. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. That's when someone showed up. There's a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was on guard. On guard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
So Mr. On Guard came out from the victim's room.
See, it has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Okay, so I went to pace around the hallway. Interesting. Good on the job. Showed up. Unguard. Okay.
You may not remember things or be mistaken here and there. I don't think she's lying,
That's bad for us. Really bad.
but it's how the human mind is. It also has a tendency to jump off topic. She strayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? That's what makes her a sweet old lady, right?
That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Okay, ceremony went to pace front of his room. Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that? What was your post on that night?
Lobby. I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show. But I refused to help. I'll have you know, it was for that lead-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nails.
Maybe it was a good thing the show didn't go on. Waffles.
Hold on, sorry, I just had a sneezing fit. Just let me blow my nose.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that. Allergy season.
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Besides, the manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard at it without me. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my little wings a little.
And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door. Something I was interested in finding out, you know? Something you were interested in, and just what was that?
It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. Top secret between me and Juan. Ah, Edgy Poo, of course.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is this thing she was interested in?
I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor.
Gossip?
But should prove relevant. We can always have it appended to her testimony later. Looks like we shouldn't enforce it right now.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's store the entire time?
Well,
So I was on the job. Yeah, it's just back to testimony. Make sure to keep a good eye out the whole time. Oh, then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Carita's room?
I have no idea. I wasn't born so I could count the things for those who didn't pay attention in class. That's why ever since I turned 20, I quit keeping track of how old I really am.
Yes, well, that would explain why your age was not included in the report.
Any case, the witness then saw someone, correct?
Okay, so someone came out. Who in the world was that?
I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of Juan's room, he was...
Yes, he was.
I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud.
Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francisca's whip right about now.
Yeah, seriously.
It
Well, I guess I can tell you since he was such a bad boy anyway.
was on guard. Okay, cool. The thing we already knew.
Yeah.
You saw my client. Are you sure about that? Oh, yeah. God, we did talk about this last time. She probably just
Yeah.
saw someone in the suits.
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah,
last time.
see?
Really?
Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person.
Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail.
What a troublesome man you are. Really, as if something like that matters.
But it does.
And what was it? Oh yes, it was that thing.
What thing?
That gaudy thing he's always wearing. That racing jacket.
Oh, he was wearing that at the detention center, too.
That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men.
Really? That's what, okay. That's what it's for? Okay. Right. So, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now important or relevant in any way? So the thing is, she says she saw him in the racing jacket, which means he wasn't just the costume.
Yeah.
She actually did see him.
I wonder if she saw like the back of him or like saw his face too, you know?
Yeah. And like,
the thing.
just looking at this a little bit. Okay, and maybe was it just that? So, was it just a statue and that the coat happened to be on because it magically got on?
God, that was so stupid.
I'm gonna say it was important, but I don't know if that's the answer here. Of course, it was important, Your Honor.
Then perhaps you would like to point out what part of that testimony was important.
Don't you see it, Edgeworth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony. I don't quite see where you're going with this, but all right, witness. Witness, please.
Ah, well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must.
Okay, so we got a line about the jacket now. He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket?
What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it.
Well, he did just finish the ceremony, which he was dressed as the samurai for. So
Yeah.
maybe he wouldn't have been able to put it on?
Yeah.
She's so
Huh.
sure of herself that it's to the point of self-absorption.
Because like what? It happened in the span of a half hour. So what? He just like, are they supposed to think he just raced back to his room, put on his jacket,
Yeah.
changed just to commit the murder? Like,
Yeah.
she may not remember things or be mistaken here and there. I don't think she's lying. Oh wait, I already read this.
Oh, okay, yeah. I had a feeling. So the human mind is... It's time to... Yes, okay. So... Yeah, so something about the jacket. So what would we present in that case? The Nickel Samurai to confess something after the post-ceremony stage show. That's right, he was gonna... he was supposed to do the stage show as the samurai, so he would have been wearing his costume. He wouldn't have been wearing the jacket at the time, because he was getting ready for the stage show. Or the post-ceremony show. Oh, apparently not. The statement just now related. They aren't, are they? Not at all. Mr. Wright, please think the facts over before making accusations. Okay, whatever.
Okay, is there something else that kind of supports that same thought? Maybe?
Maybe. Let's see. I don't think so. Let's look at the... No, I don't... Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to ask one of the other questions in this press.
Hmm.
Oh, it doesn't let me. Okay.
Hmm.
Interesting. So... maybe it's here. Oh, maybe I just have to present it here. Nope.
Hmm.
I don't remember where it's it. It doesn't matter. Put up, man.
Indeed.
Yeah, I'm not sure. 'Cause that's like the one thing that would make sense.
Yeah.
Let me go back to profiles. Let's just start with well, he did also go to eat dinner. Maybe it's related to that. None of these really suggest that. Okay, where did we save? Oh, yeah, so... I mean, obviously I'm going to say it was important, because we know that's...
Yeah.
You know, that was the right answer. Okay, there's not much added to that. I don't know what else I could even present here. Yes.
I have no.
The only thing I
Right,
could
no
think
clue.
of is maybe it's one of the other things, like the job I make sure to keep a good eye out the whole time, and then we present like what's the thing I was finding out, you know. Could I present this? Nah. Yeah. Actually, don't know. Okay. Give him that guy. Okay. Didn't really help, did it? Seven on the job. Here, I just don't know. Oh, whoops. Okay. Well, actually, you know what? This is a good time to take a break anyway. So maybe we'll do that. We'll come back to this and I'll figure out the answer between. I'll look it up because I'm so stumped at this point.
Yeah,
I
I
just don't want
have
to waste
no
any more
freaking
time
clue.
here. So this one I'm
Yeah.
just gonna look up. I don't usually like doing that, but you know, you gotta. So
Yeah.